Hi there, Thak from Thak Ironworks. Welcome. Chess pieces are done, at least on my end, and I'm waiting for the last 3 pawns, which are being made and sent to me even as we speak. So we're in the home stretch there. What we now need is the actual chess board. And because of the massiveness of the pieces, we're making a massive chessboard. So what I'm going to do is just show you how we're going to go about that. And I decided, since that this is such a community effort with all these people contributing pawns and stuff like that, and I've had my assistant Fish make one of the pawns, I'm going to get the rest of my crew here, namely Ethan and Erik, just in on some of the forging and hammering and stuff like that to put together the actual chessboard. So without further ado, I will bring Ethan in, and he is going to show you the technique we're using. We're actually using channel, which is 2 by 1/2 inch channel. Not sure if you can see that. And we're just doing a forge technique on that to make a nice, interesting cross section, which will become the frame, much like a picture frame of this chessboard. That's it.
Hello everyone, Erik here. I'm usually the guy behind the camera. The fact decided it'd be a good idea for me to come in front of the camera to demonstrate what we're going to be working on here today. So we are working on the chessboard. He's finished the chess pieces, as he said earlier. When we started this, we decided we wanted something like steel and copper for the pieces. So brass and zinc are roughly similar to steel and copper, and I think it'll look quite nice. We will be antiquing them, particularly the brass will be getting annealed before I hammer it out. We'll be hammering texture into these as well, and then once they're done, we'll be drilling holes into them, into the 4 corners, and we'll be attaching them to a steel base plate with something like copper rivets. So I'm just going to get started now. I'm a little bit outside of my comfort zone. I usually don't do any of this stuff here. I grew up around it. I'm Thak, or Rob's son, so I've had some experience in the past, but at this point this is new to me, so bear with me as I make mistakes, and yeah, let's have some fun. So zinc and brass are both fairly soft steels, zinc being even softer than brass. I'm just going to be tapping on this fairly lightly, and we're not going to be covering them a whole lot. There we go, and I just have to repeat that another 63 times because there is 64 pieces total, 32 of each.
Okay, so here is my board, 32 inches square, and I have chalked out 4-inch grid pattern on there. Now I've got my squares, which are slightly smaller than 4 inches, and I'm just going to place them on. That's going to leave a little bit of a border around the perimeter, and it's just kind of an irregular border with the hammer texture on there. Making this up as I go along, as is my custom. So what I'm going to do is place this, center it on there, and then with my 400-pound magnet, Turn that on, and now that is sticking through there, holding that in position and allowing me to drill straight through the hole in the brass and right through the steel. I am using a small copper rivet. It is a flathead solid rivet, 1/8 by 1/2 inch long. Might be a little long, but that was the only length I could get, or the shortest length I could get. Yeah, it's a little bit long. So I just grabbed something to snip that. The magnet is interesting to work with. Hammer. So I've just got it on my steel table here, and I'm working against magnetic force. It's wanting to pull my hammer in. Okay, that's one. Drill out the next one. For this, I'm going to remove the magnet now. I think I've got enough that it's held in place there. And I'm going to move, once I've got the rivet flattened down a little bit, I'm coming in with the ball peen just to peen it over, get a decorative faceted head. And pretty flat. There we go. And then the other two there, and then we do it repeat about 1 billion times. So I'm gonna step out now, and I'm gonna let Erik and Ethan take over with this project here, maybe film a little bit of it, and we'll meet you at the next step. Okay, we're getting close now. So putting the frame on, we got all our squares in place. Now we've got the frame here. So I've taken the channels that Ethan had flattened out and I cut them on a 22.5 degree to create this 45, I don't know, crown mold look. And if any of you out there have ever done crown molding, you realize it is a bit of a bitch to cut and try to get the angles. Befuddling. Anyway, you've got to cut it on your angle, but sitting up on a 45. Kind of hard to do with a miter saw with steel, so I ended up cutting it flat and then grinding it. Anyway, I've got it more or less fitting here, and now what I'm going to do, I've got 1.5 inch spacers, so the whole thing is floating up 1.5 inches, and that is giving me the appropriate height. And I've got these pieces just positioned in just so. So now I'm going to jump over to the other side, grab my little MIG and start tacking this together. And Erik will just get a second of this, and then we'll move on, because you guys don't need to see me welding and grinding this thing. You've seen that all before. And then we'll come back for the exciting conclusion. So we'll see you in a minute. All right, so I've just welded, ground it. Now I'm just putting a little gun glue on the corners to patina them and bring them to the same finish, and I'll do some final finishing on this thing after. But this is basically it. I'm really happy the way the board came out. It was a nice little group effort from our team here at Thak, and I think I like the way it came out because it's understated. I didn't want it to compete with all the craziness of what's going on with the actual set. So there we have it. There is the board. It is big. I think I might actually put some furniture levelers underneath it so I can level it out on whatever table surface I'm going to be playing this thing on. So we're just waiting for one final pawn to come in, and that one is, hey, how are you doing? Torbjorn Aham. I think that's his name. Hopefully I'm not butchering the pronunciation there. Big player on the YouTube circuit. He's got a huge channel and does really nice, precise work. I really like his channel. I like his work. And he has contributed a turtle. So we've that pawn is in the mail, and that is the final piece to this project here. We're waiting for that to show up. As soon as it shows up, then we are going to set up a video and do a piece by piece close-up of each individual piece of this chessboard, and it'll be probably a fairly long video, but we'll also have all the info of the contributors and links to their videos and stuff like that. But for the time being, check out Torbjorn's video, which came out I think last week. Well, I'm not sure when you're going to see this video, but it's been out for a little bit now. The turtle pawn, really cool video, and we're very excited to see that final piece. And very excited to actually set this up. I'm going to wait a little bit before I put all the pieces on. I want to wait for the turtle to arrive, and then I will set it up for the first time. And you guys will see in the next video this all come together. And then following that, in the very near future, we're going to try to do a live chess match, but we're in our second round of COVID lockdowns and stuff. Like, we're in the second wave here. If you're watching this from the future, this is fall 2020 and things are not getting much better. This has been quite a year, but at some point we're going to have a live feed chess match utilizing our great set here. So that will be coming up, and look out for that if you're watching this in the current now. But anyway, that's it for now. I will see you very soon. Thak out. See ya!